All right, Daniel, take it away. It's all yours, and be safe in there.
All right, welcome everyone. Like he said, my name is Daniel, and what you guys are about to see is what's known as alligator wrestling. Most people who come here think they have a general idea of what alligator wrestling really is. They think it's kind of like wrestling you see on TV. Well, folks, believe me, there will be no headlocks, gator slams, or figure 4 leg locks done here today. Alligator wrestling is essentially alligator capture techniques, mimicked in a pit with a couple of crazy stunts thrown in for your enjoyment. Now, when I first took this job, they told me I needed 3 things. Fast reflexes, a pretty big stick, and a very low IQ. When I asked what IQ meant, they said forget the stick, which is fine. It just takes a hand from me anyways. Now, one of the first things I want to show you guys is how the alligator's eyes and jaws work. The eyes are set up on top of the skull, allowing the animal to see side to side, up and down, creating 2 blind spots. One directly behind the alligator, and one directly in front. To show you the blind spot in front, the first thing I'm going to do is tap this animal on the nose. The reason I tap it on the nose, this aggravates most animals into opening their mouth. If you don't believe me, turn to the person next to you and tap them on their nose. Guaranteed somebody opens their mouth. Now, once the alligator's mouth is open, it causes me to do stupid things. Like inserting my hand. Now I'll do that one more time, just in case anybody missed their photo. You're supposed to have 5, right? Alright, just making sure. Now the alligator's jaws work kind of like a rat trap. As long as nothing touches, that trap stays open. When something touches, try and get it. There we go. That trap slams shut. That's also how I trim my fingernails out in the Everglades. Now the alligator has one of the world's strongest sets of jaws, able to slam their mouth shut with about 3,000 pounds of crushing power per square inch. To give you a general idea of how strong that is, T-Rex was estimated at about 2,500 pounds of crushing power. Now, if you'd like to capture an alligator, there's 2 ways you can go about doing so. The first of which is made famous by Steve Irwin, the crocodile hunter, who would use the blind spot behind the alligator to get very close. From here, he'd look up into the camera and yell, "Crikey, mate, she's a beauty!" as he and 20 other people would then jump on the back of the alligator. I have one problem with that capture technique. I don't have 20 people. Any volunteers? No, I didn't think so. So I use a different capture technique. It's called the frontal catch. Using the same blind spot I used to put my hand in the mouth, I now go under, lifting the head up and taking a hold with 2 hands. Now this next part is very important for the gentlemen in the crowd. You always hold the alligator like this. Never like this, for obvious reasons. Now from here, you step over the back of the alligator and have a seat at the base of the tail. Once seated, you've got yourself a captured alligator. But if you want to bring it home alive and safely, you've got to find a way to secure the jaws. That's where my next stunt comes in. It's called bulldogging the alligator, pitting his jaws between my chin and my chest, done like so. And this would give me time to free my hands, pull out leather rope, tie a quick Boy Scout knot, and I'd have myself a captured and tied alligator. A little bit about this guy's anatomy. The eyes, once again, are located on top of the skull and are very unique. They say if you ever get attacked by an animal, go for the eyes. Poke the eyes out so they can't see you to attack again. With the alligator, consider that impossible. Those eyes sink down in sockets that deep with 3 protective eyelids. The first of which is this hard bony eyelid on top, which helps protect the eyes from sticks and branches while he's swimming. The second eyelid is this dark squishy eyelid here, which helps clean the eyes of dirt and debris. And the third eyelid is that bluish to clear film you see run side to side across the alligator's eyes. That's called the nictitating membrane. It works as goggles for the alligator under the water. The ears are located behind the eyes and work the same way ours do on land. Underwater, those flaps seal down watertight and they can pinpoint a splash up to 1/4 mile away. The brain is located between the ears behind the eyes and is about the size of my thumbnail. Now in all my years of doing this, I've found only one creature with a smaller brain to body size ratio than the alligator, and that of course is the brain of the alligator wrestler, believe it or not. Now the next couple stunts I'm going to show you guys have absolutely nothing to do with capturing an alligator. They were invented for one purpose, and one purpose only: to increase the amount of tips the alligator wrestler would receive at the end of their show. This is the part of the show where I inform you guys that I am in no way funded by the Jungle Queen, thanks to lawyers and lawsuits. The way I get paid is the money you guys throw in the baskets located along the pit, half of which goes to me, the other half to the alligators. Now this next stunt is a pretty famous stunt. It's called the Florida Smile. Problem is, it can only be performed one time. So if you'd like a photo, focus your cameras now. Focus your cameras now and take your picture on the count of 3. One, 2, 3. Now, of course, I'm joking. The real Florida Smile comes from the alligator, getting him to open up his mouth, showing all 80 teeth, 40 on top, 40 on bottom. If you look at the back of this animal's mouth, it appears that he has no throat opening. That's because he has an oversized palatal valve, or a glottis, which allows him to bite things underwater without drowning. But he must surface to swallow his food. Now this next stunt is a pretty crazy stunt. It's called the face off. Because if I mess up, my face will come off. That's also how I shave, out in the Everglades. Now that is the end of my show. I hope you guys did enjoy. Once again, those baskets located along the pit do go towards myself and the alligators. Thank you, everyone, and God bless.
Thank you, Daniel. Good show, good show. Remember, folks, the patch of time, man.